Not too bad about Ron Erickson, huh?
Yeah, it was.
How about that photo of him? I wonder what killed him.
Yeah, really, exactly. He lived life fully.
You also say.
Okay, y'all are live.
Okay, let's open up the Board of Adjustment for the 5th of April. First case is case 03 of 2022, Marcus and Laura Bach Revocable Trust. If I'm not mistaken, we just heard this about a month or two ago, didn't we?
Actually, about a year.
It was a year ago? Wow.
Yeah, and I can explain. I have a little show and tell here I can put up on the screen and explain why I'm back again. And,
Okay, Tom. Give
asking
me one
for-
second. Let me finish my opening. So you guys are requesting a 4-foot height variance for grade changes that exceed the amount allowed for driveway improvements when located within the 50-yard setback. This lot contains 32 acres. It is located in the AR10 zone district. The applicant claims a topographical hardship. Do you have your notice of posting, Tom?
I'm afraid I do not. I had forgotten to do that. May I get it to Joanna tomorrow?
Yes, I believe we've done that in the past. Joanna, please confirm.
Tom, did you just forget to do the affidavit, or did you forget to post the notice?
No, I forgot to do the affidavit. I did the posting and the letters.
Okay, yeah, you can get that to me.
Okay,
As a formality, for the record, are we supposed to record who's here?
yes, we can probably do a
For the
roll
quorum.
call. Rick Head is here.
Charlie Podlick's here.
I think Joanna takes pretty copious notes of.
Okay.
of
I
this
do,
stuff.
but you know, Rick, because we're on tape, it's always good to verbalize things for the record. So
Okay.
normally
we-
you always do attendance, so you
All
can
right, so we got Rick, 2 Charleses, and Seth in
And
attendance.
Chris joined us.
Did Christoph? come
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, and Christoph. Okay, Tom, with no further ado, you have the floor.
Thank you. Oh, where are we? Here we are. My name is Tom Newland. I'm representing Marcus and Laura Bach on this. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening here, but oh, never mind. Okay, so I'd like to start out, just give you a brief look at where this is. This is now have been addressed. It's 515 Snowmass Creek Road, half a mile up Snowmass Creek Road from the Conoco. The maps I'm going to show you here are actually on their side because the building envelope is long and narrow between the creek and the road. So it's just easier to show that on the exhibits. This is the approved activity envelope and site plan. And I want to zoom in a little bit on the driveway here and explain something to you. So about a year ago, I came in and got a variance from the Board of Adjustment for these soil treatment areas, as well as these tanks, the water suppression tank and the propane tank, so that they could encroach upon the setback. And you approved those at that time. What I didn't realize at that time was that the road was also in need of a variance. We originally had the road set back in this area. Let me get my arrow out. Right just to the north or down valley. And in this area, we didn't need to do the 6-foot plus fill within the setback. However, Bert Pierce from County Engineering came out to the site and looked at it. And because of this turn in the road down below the driveway, he wanted us to push it up about 50 feet. And that's what we did. And the loss of communication between myself and the engineer, that drove the request that I'm asking for at this time, which is more than 6 feet of fill within the setback. Now, whoops. there's not a lot of fill within the setback. Here's a view of that's the same thing again. You can kind of see the road going, the center line of the road right here. Here's the setback limit from the road. And you can see there's a red area here that's over 6 feet. That's within that setback. It's not a very large area. It goes up to about 7.5 feet right at the setback line. And that's what I'm asking for the variance for. Rather than show you that exhibit, I just want to show you Google Earth. So here's Snowmass Creek Road, and here's the property down in this area. This is the activity envelope, and here's Snowmass Creek Road. Here's where the, I'm sorry, right where these trees are is where the road comes in. And you can see from this area that it's quite steep. Just a second. This is where we originally wanted to go, and you can see it's more gradual. But Bert had us move up a little further. Oops. And go in these areas, actually right down in this area here to get in. So that's where the steep slopes are. So as far as the request goes, yeah, it's a unusual topographic condition. That area that I showed you is really the only place you can get in, because the road climbs up higher than the activity envelope grade, the further south you get. So it's basically the only place you can get in. And we don't think we're encroaching too much on it. We feel that it's actually enhances the comprehensive plan or the master plan for the area by making a safe access to this road. There are several other driveway access points in this area that come in on a Y and are quite frankly unsafe. This one conforms to fire district and county standards, but as such, we have to place this fill. So that's what I have. If any of the board members have any questions, I'd love to entertain them.
Does anyone have any questions of the applicant?
I have a minor question. Tom, is the entrance to the road, the driveway entrance, is that the safest place along from a sightline point of view along the road?
Yeah, it's the safest place that we could do, Charles. With the further south we go, the steeper and higher the topographic relief gets between the road and the activity envelope. And the further north you go towards Highway 82, you run up against that curve in the road, and the sight distance is unsafe.
Sure.
So Road and Bridge was happy with this placement. They thought this was safe, especially since it came in a perpendicular fashion and you could look both ways.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions of the applicant?
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that we've previously approved for some other adjustments, but this clearly meets our unusual topographical conditions, which are resulting in peculiar practical difficulty and has obviously caused the applicant a hardship. So with that, I would entertain a motion to approve this variance based on topographical conditions.
I can steal your language. I will move to approve.
We have a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor, so signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
That looks like it's unanimous. Tom, you beat us up one more time. Congratulations.
Not coming in again for this property. Thank you
Promise.
very much, board members and Joanna and Bonnie. I appreciate it.
Well, good luck on this, Tom.
All
Thanks,
right. I'm not sharing screen anymore. Good. Thank you. I'll leave now, and Joanna, I'll hand deliver that affidavit to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Good night, Tom.
Okay, the next case, we have a conflict of interest,
Step it
Okay.
away.
case 4 of 2022. And that is David and Jan Gorham requesting a 45 front yard setback variance where 100 feet is required for this 10-acre parcel in the RS 30 zone district to construct a single-family residence. The applicant claims topographic hardships. And Charles, do you have anything you might want to say?
No, I'm recusing myself because of the conflict. Is my-
Okay, you're dismissed
Thank
and
you.
recused.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in tonight. Okay, do we have a notice of posting from Mr. David Rosenfeld?
Yes, we do. So we have a notice, and I provided that affidavit to Joanna. We've also done our mailing.
Okay, you have the floor.
Great. Well, thank you very much for meeting with me this evening. I'm representing Dave and Jan Gorham. So I'll just, let's see, I will share my screen here. Okay, so can everybody see my screen?
Not yet. There we
Yeah, there it goes.
Now, great. Okay. All right. So the property is at 621 West Cypress Creek Road in Basalt. You can see that here on the map. And so the challenge that we are dealing with is this hillside here, and I'll show you that in the site plan. Page 8 here. So this represents, so we have the original activity envelope, and I can show you that here as well. So this was the originally approved activity envelope. So we're obviously trying to adhere as closely as possible to that. We're basically dealing with a 40% slope on the hillside here. We've got the Shippey ditch on the north. This is that West Cypress Creek Road here. And the residence, the approximate size that we're looking at is about 2,500 square feet. So you can see here, if we were to adhere to the original 100-foot setback, that basically pushes us, 2/3 of the way through our buildable area here. And I would say all the way through our buildable area, because as we're getting up to the 40% slope, there's really no place else we can put the house. So it's a challenging site, but this is basically where we've shoehorned the house into this one available location. So that's why we're requesting this 55-foot setback in lieu of the 100-foot setback. I think
David, I've got a quick question.
Sure.
I'm curious, is the Shippey ditch still active or has it been abandoned?
It is. It's still active. So we're looking at issues of having to line that ditch and other maintenance items having to do with the ditch. So
And that irrigates some property down valley that's somewhere out into.
I believe so. I can pull up the Google Earth, but yeah,
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but my understanding is it's still active and it's something that we need to maintain.
Does it flow east and west, north and south? Which way does it flow? Does it go out?
I believe it flows to the south. Yeah, to the southwest. So I believe it's flowing. Yeah, I believe that's the direction it's flowing.
Huh. Okay. Well, this is obviously kind of a constrained lot given the setbacks and the ditch and the steepness of the terrain. Does any member of the board have any questions of the applicant? Well, I hate to say this again, but this looks like kind of a no-brainer for us. And one that I think justifies the variance. And I would entertain a motion to approve this request.
I actually have one question in regards to it. The corner of the building being 55 feet, and Joanna, maybe you can help answer this. The amount of grading that you can do within that setback isn't going to be any more than 30 inches. Are you going to be extraordinarily constrained, or is that going to become an issue down the road where it may be, do you need 50 feet versus 55? In other words, if we're looking at this, I guess.
And as much flexibility as possible would be appreciated. I mean, I think we've shown it basically to what we need exactly, but yeah, so once we get out there and start doing grading, and because we have been working back and forth a lot with the civil engineer to get it to this location and to work through the grades. But to say that, there might be some issues in terms of the survey, in terms of what's there, in terms of, having to shift the house a little bit to deal with, this constrained site. Yes, if we could have, 50 feet, that would be appreciated.
Well, I'd hate to see you have to come back for another 5 feet.
Right.
And I would be amenable, whether it's 55 feet or 50 is minimal in my opinion. And I would be, I would agree to changing it to 50 feet if that's the board's pleasure.
I would agree with that as well.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions of the applicant? Christoph, you seem to be on a roll tonight. You want to make a motion?
Yeah, I would make a motion to approve to a 50-foot front yard setback based on topographic hardship on the steep slopes of the site.
Okay, do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second that.
All in favor, so signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It looks like it's unanimous. Is there anybody against approving this? Okay, sounds like.
Seth, there he is. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
So you've got a unanimous approval. Mr. Rosenfeld, congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you. The owners will be very, very happy.
Terrific. Well, we're glad to oblige, and good luck on your project.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. All right. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Joanna, any other issues that we need to discuss?
You know what? In April is when we usually do. I think, Christoph, you needed to renew your application, right?
I submitted all of that already.
Okay.
And it's been received.
Usually in April is when we pick a new chairperson.
Wait a minute.
I know, Rick, you've been loath to give it up in the past.
It's only been 22 years, Joanna, but I'd be happy if somebody really feels compelled to be the chairman. I will step aside, but.
I think you're doing a great job.
Well, I hate the fact that I slow these meetings down and they drag on, but so do we need to make a motion on that, Joanna, or is it a show of hands, or what? How do you want to do that?
We don't really have a set way of doing this. I don't know if people are comfortable speaking out in this forum, or if you want to email me or do a blind ballot, or if everybody's just doesn't really care, wants to keep Rick in, let's just raise hands and get it over with, or how,
Nominate
I know that last time we were sort of pushing towards Seth moving. I don't know if I don't know if he wants to, but I don't know. I was throwing that out there. So
We don't have any.
I'll tell you what, why don't we hold off until our next time we meet, and if you get any emails in the interim of people that have an interest, we can vote on it at that time. How's that?
okay.
yeah,
Okay, everybody, if you have an opinion either way, please let me know. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, everybody, thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time and your service.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everybody.
All right, thank you, everyone.